The Couple of the Year program is an honoring program, and for me, it typifies what GWRRA represents. It's an honoring program not only for the couples, but for everyone here who takes the time to come and support and serve your friends and fellow family members. So the folks you see here today, the region couples that are going to be in the selection process, have gone through the chapter level, the district level, the region level. At the chapter level, the selection is nothing more than an honor. And then at the district level and the region level, they step forward and have dedicated themselves to increasing the amount of fun they have, the amount of fun that everybody has in GW by sharing themselves and traveling and meeting new people and supporting GW in all the different various areas that they can. So today is the final leg of the journey, and you all here are taking part in it. And I know Barb right now is going to talk to you about having some more fun.
Absolutely, because that's what we're about, is having fun. Now on this last leg of their journey, you know, the best way that you can help make them feel special is that when they come out, is everybody here, first of all, is everybody here to support their couple? All right.
I didn't hear you.
That's great, and that's exactly what we're looking for when your couple comes out, because it's when they see you out there cheering for them and making lots of noise, and you're doing your noisemakers. One of the things that does is it makes them feel loved, it makes them feel special, and it helps them get grounded as they come up here. So do your best to make them feel welcome. So before we get started, what we really want to do is we want to thank Tommy and Gail Wilson, our assistant directors in charge of the Couple of the Year program. We know, yes. We know last year how very cared for and special that we were made to feel when they were shepherding us through the process. And they've been taking very, very, very good care of your couples. And it's our pleasure at this time to turn this program over to Tommy and Gail Wilson.
Good afternoon. Okay, I think we're about ready to get started. So at this time, we'd like to, in alphabetical order, have the region directors bring their couples on stage and make an introduction. So we'll do this, like I say, in alphabetical order. So if Region A, can you come on out?
Thank you so much, Region A and everyone out there. I'm Jim Jackson, Sue Jackson on the other end down there, my co-writer for 53 years, American Blisters. It is my honor, my privilege to introduce you to the bodacious Southeast Region A Couple of the Year, Miss Alice and Dewey Cole.
And Region B.
Hello everyone, my name is Tom and this is Renee Waslick. We are the region directors for Region B, and we are proud and honored to introduce to you Denny and Kathy Brillhart, our region couple. Region D.
Hello, thank you. I am Lee Teach and this is my wife Kay. We are the recently retired Region D directors, and we would first like to thank Tommy and Gail and Lloyd and Becky for allowing us to introduce to you the Region D Couple of the Year, Gary and Carol Meyerholtz.
And as Lee said, Lloyd and Becky Glidewell are down here on the selection panel, so they will be doing their judging.
Region E.
Hello, I'm Bruce Watkins with Jan Macon. We are very honored and pleased to announce Don and Sherry Wallach, the Region E Couple of the Year.
Region F.
How's our GWRRA family doing? We are Keith and Teresa Morrison. We are the Region F directors, and it is our privilege and honor to introduce you to Bob and Jan Wills, the Region F Couple of the Year.
Region H.
It is my pleasure to introduce Region H, Couple of the Year, Jim and Reba Barry.
Region K.
We are proud and honored to introduce our Region K Couple of the Year who come from our nation's capital, Ottawa, Ontario, Chantel and Francois Seguin.
Region L.
We're Al Dal Tucker from Region L, and we'd like to present to you our Region L Couple of the Year, Dave and Sheila Levy.
And Region N.
And we're proud to introduce the Region N Couple of the Year from Virginia Beach, Virginia, probably the busiest couple in GWRRA, Glenn and Annette Meisner.
And also, even though they don't have, also representing their regions on the selection panel, we've got from Region I, the Region Director Sherry Huffman and the Region I Educator Lynn Briggs. And from Region J, the Region J trainers, Colin and Pat Williams. We haven't forgotten about you. Okay, we all know. Okay, before we get started with the international selection, we've got one other special couple that we want to introduce to you. So at this time, we'd like to bring the Deputy Director overseas, Dan and Rachel Sandarovich, and he can introduce that couple.
Rachel and me are very proud to present to you, directly all the way from Italy, Chapter A, Maurizio and Nunzia Oldani, Overseas Couple of the Year for 2015 and 2016.
Buonasera a tutti.
Buonasera a tutti.
Sometimes someone speak Italian? No? Sorry.
You need to speak English. We are not in Italy, we are in United States.
But it's international family.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, it's me. Oh, sorry.
Okay, we're ready to get started with the International Couple of the Year selection on stage portion. At this time, we'd like to bring back to the stage the Region E Couple of the Year, Don and Sherry Wallach. Okay, Libby Jennings down front is the timekeeper. You see Libby, so she'll have the paddles for you. And whenever you're ready, you can start your 5-minute presentation.
Hello, everybody. We are Sherry and Don Wallach from Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. And we are very proud to be here representing America's Heartland, Region E. First, a little bit about ourselves. We've been married for 39 years. We have 3 daughters 2 son-in-laws, and 3 step-grandchildren. We're both retired, Don from the City of Wisconsin Rapids Assessor's Office, and myself from Wisconsin Rapids Public Schools Technology Department.
I started riding motorcycles back in high school on a 125 Honda, and it progressed up to larger motorcycles, and then we got married and we decided to have a family. So we had to forego riding motorcycles to start our family because we had to buy a second vehicle.
I think that was a station wagon.
A little station wagon. After the kids started moving away from home and we were empty nesters, we decided maybe to try and get back into motorcycling, but do touring on a motorcycle. So one day we were bicycle riding and Sherry spotted a Yamaha Venture and wanted to go look at it, so we did, and we ended up buying it.
So we rode that motorcycle for a year, and I wasn't real comfortable on it. I had never ridden motorcycles in my whole entire life before, so it was a new experience for me. And Don said, well, maybe we should look at a Goldwing. They're much more stable, and I maybe would feel comfortable on the back of that one. So we did. We found one, it was a beauty, black cherry, matching trailer, just what we were looking for.
Well, that was in the fall of the year, and I went and said, we need to learn how to ride this motorcycle, not just ride the motorcycle. So we talked to our neighbor, and he told us about this organization called the Goldwing Road Riders Association. And they were holding a mall show in our hometown. So we decided to go down to the mall show and get some information.
And we did. We talked to a few members down there, and we really liked what we heard. We thought, well, we'll give this a try for a year. Well, the first year, we did mostly things with our chapter, going to socials, going to a few district fundraisers, probably like most of you started out. And the next spring, one of the chapter directors in Wisconsin was doing a ride to Freedom Rock in Iowa over Memorial Day weekend. So Don decided to give him a call to see if we could go along. He said, sure, come on along. Well, there were 13 bikes on that ride, representing 5 different chapters, and we didn't know a soul. But we had such a great time with them, and everyone rode so well together. We knew by the time we came home that GWRRA was exactly what we were looking for.
We wanted that experience of being able to network with not only our chapter members, but the district members and even region members and some across the country. Well, GWRRA provided that for us. We also wanted to go and learn the safety factors involved in riding a motorcycle, and we attended a lot of classes and seminars pertaining to that.
And then along came Couple of the Year. When we were selected chapter Couple of the Year, we had no idea what we would be in for. And we just want to tell all of you chapter couples sitting out there, your chapter has honored you by selecting you that chapter Couple of the Year. As a thank you to them, we encourage you to go on to the district level, because we guarantee you that it will be the ride of your life. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Nothing like practicing and being prepared. And speaking of being prepared, Mr. Hopner, I have to thank you for being prepared for us with this wonderful question that he and Jenny came up with this afternoon. No, I won't take credit for what he did. And Jenny, I'm sure. Anyway, the question is, What GWRRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and/or grandchildren?
Well, I think the thing that we are passing on even now to our children are the friends. And I know that a lot of you sitting here, by all the support you're giving your couples, we can see that. Through thick and thin, as they say, and no matter where you go, there's always someone you know. And that just means the world to us, to always be welcome no matter where we go.
All the support and everything that you get, not only from your chapter members, but throughout the whole organization, how much they become close friends to you, not just within your chapter.
Thank you very much. It's the Region E Couple of the Year, Don and Sherry Wallach. Okay, when you're ready, you can do your 4-point turns. Okay, sitting right down there on the second row, Libby Jennings is your timekeeper, so she'll have your time paddles for you. So whenever you're ready, you can begin your 5-minute presentation.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Denny Brohart, and this is my wife, Kathy. We've been married 31 years, had 4 children, 7 grandchildren, and we are looking forward to becoming great-grandparents in just a few weeks.
You forgot to mention Star. Star's our very spoiled 9-year-old Bichon. A little story about Denny and I. We met back in 1970. We went out on a blind date together with a group of our friends. Now, I must admit, I wasn't very excited and didn't really think I liked him that much, so we never went out again. Well, 12 years went by, and I had just recently gotten divorced. And one of my friends said, "Hey, you ought to meet my cousin who is also just recently divorced." But you guessed it was Denny. So we actually went out on 2 blind dates together. Second time around, we decided this is it. You know, we really liked what we saw, and here we are together 31 years later.
I'm retired from the Pennsylvania Air National Guard after a little over 37 years of service. We both love riding motorcycle and camping in our 5th-wheel camper. We are looking forward to becoming winter Texans and expanding our GWRRA family this winter.
I also have 16 years in the Air National Guard, and I just recently retired from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We both like to bowl, and we volunteer as coaches for the Special Olympic programming where we live. I also work part-time at the bowling alley and where I help coach the junior bowlers.
I got interested in riding motorcycle about 20 years ago. We purchased a Honda Silverwing, and soon decided that it wasn't the bike for us. We then purchased a 1997 1500, which I'm still riding today. We joined GWRRA later that year.
It was at this point in our lives, the kids were all out of school and we were looking for something different and fun to do. Well, we found that when we joined GWRRA. We joined Chapter PAV, and the fun began on our very first chapter ride. Now we look forward to going to all the chapter events and all the GWRRA events that we can go to.
We enjoy visiting other GWRRA chapters. We attend several wing dings and countless rallies in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, the New England states, and North Carolina. Our most rewarding experience is making all our new friends, friends that we would have never met if it wasn't for the Gold Wing Road Riders Association.
Denny and I have both achieved level 4 in the Riders Ed program. We're continuously taking training seminars to keep up on our knowledge and so that we're safe when we're out riding. We are both university trainers, and we are qualified to present seminars in all 3 levels of Riders Ed, leadership, and membership enhancement.
We've held several positions within our chapter. We volunteer our service to the chapter as much as we can. We always volunteer to help out at our annual bike show and recruitment event, never hesitating to talk to other motorcycle owners about all the fun and benefits of the Gold Wing Road Riders Association.
We are proud and honored to represent Region B as their couple of the year this year. We enjoy all the benefits of belonging to the Gold Wing Road Riders Association. Since we are both retired now, if we would be selected as the international couple, we would look forward to traveling throughout all the other regions and visiting your other regions to help promote the Gold Wing Road Riders Association and the Couple of the Year program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enough to stand. That's all right. I don't mind. I hold it like this and then nobody can see me. What GWRRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren and great-grandchild? Tell the James.
We have gotten the most benefit from the Gold Wing Road Riders Association with all the friends that we've made throughout the United States. We would never have met most of you if it wouldn't have been for this program. And we value these friendships, and we hope that our children would have friends as many as what we do, and be able to enjoy the rest of their life as they get older.
It would be my wish that our children could meet you great people. When I got really sick this spring, and when Kathy would come to the hospital at the end of her work day with stacks of well wishes and cards and stuff, you people are the type of people that I wish and hope our children grow up to be and meet more people like all of you.
The Region B couple, Denny and Kathy Brillhart. Okay, when you're ready, you can do your 4-point turns. And our good friend Libby, who's sitting on the second row, is your timekeeper. So she'll have the time for you, and whenever you're ready, you can start your 5-minute presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone, or as we say in the South, hey y'all. My name is Reba Berry. This is my husband, Jim, and we are honored to represent Region H today. Jim and I have been married 42 years, and with the exception of a 2-year stint in the Army, we have lived in Louisiana all of our lives. When we got out of the Army, we moved to Monroe. It was 2 hours from his family, 2 hours from mine, and that was all good. We have 3 children living in 3 different states and 9 grandchildren. It was hard enough when those kids moved off, but when those grandbabies started coming along, oh my goodness, it made it even tougher. Each of us has a degree in accounting. Jim is the controller for Hercules Transport, and I retired this summer as the internal audit manager at the University of Louisiana at Monroe. It's the best career move I ever made, and I highly recommend it. We are active in our church. We enjoy riding, traveling, and spending time and participating in activities with our Go Wing family. Thanks.
We have 2 Go Wings right now. We have a 2003 Candy Orange two-wheeler, which I ride when I go solo, and we have a 2008 Caliente Red trike that we go when we go 2 up. Now, most of you probably know us from our association with GWRRA. We've been in here, this is our 10th anniversary. A lot of you probably met us during the last 5 years when we were either a couple at some level or worked for or run the Louisiana District team or the Region H team. But today I want to tell you the rest of the story. This may come as a shock to some of you. But I joined GWRRA in 2005 strictly for the Wing World magazine, the Gold Book, and the rescue plane. I had no plans to participate at the chapter level. I had no plans to do group riding because I like to ride independently, like to go off by ourselves. But we did go to chapter gatherings, and we would hear things from our chapter educator like, if you have a $10 head, wear a $10 helmet. If you want to keep it, cover it. So we did get into riding, better riding skills. The first year, Reba was a Phantom member. The first 2 years, we didn't make a single chapter ride, not in 2 years. But there was this, we kept getting these emails, call-in posts, newsletters in the mail, and this one lady in the chapter kept saying, participate, participate, participate. So finally one day, we decided to take them up on a ride. And it was great. I mean, it was something that we could have never done on our own because we couldn't have gotten the facility to go to or anything else. And it was just great. So we decided we needed to get active. And we did. And about 3 months later, we were chapter directors. we put us a team together. We started working on the Levels program. We started taking seminars, going to rallies. And we both became CPR instructors. And we just had a great time with it. But the craziest thing of all was I started organizing group rides. And so we just did some small ones at first, but then larger ones. And I think in the last 8 years, we've led 6 rides to Wing Day. We missed this year because we had to be here 2 days early. We're going to do that again. So we really enjoyed being chapter director. It is absolutely the best job in GWRRA for anybody to have. And we've enjoyed putting the rides together. And if it could summarize one thing for you is that what GWRRA has done for us, it's in that 5-year period, it turned us from a motorcycle rider with limited skills, limited knowledge, and no training, and a passenger, into an knowledgeable, trained, skilled, safe rider and co-rider with many, many, many friends and all over the United States, and now we have them in Canada. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. And now Miss Shirley has a question for you.
Yeah, with the microphone not stuck to the stand anymore. That's better. What GWRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren?
Values?
Okay. I think the camaraderie is very important to us. And we've tried to teach our children they should never meet a stranger. We've tried to teach them to be outgoing and talk to people whenever they come across them. We have come across people before. We pull in a gas station or convenience store and seen a gold wing there, we'll pull in. If we riding down the road and see some gold wings, we'll make a U-turn and come back and go in and visit with the people. So just get to know people and enjoy the camaraderie.
I'm going to say a little bit different tack there is that if you're going to do something, do it right. You know, if you're going to ride a motorcycle, do it right. Learn how to ride. You know, learn how to make U-turns. Done that. That's my proud talking there. But yeah, learn how to ride. Learn, you know, go to class. Take some motorcycle safety classes. But if you're going to participate in something, do it right. And GW's got about the best way of doing it there is.
It's the Region H couple, Jim and Reba Barrett. Okay, when you're ready, you can do your 4-point turns. Okay, Libby's on the second row down there. She's your timekeeper, so she'll have the time for you, and whenever you're ready, you can begin your 5-minute presentation.
Good afternoon, y'all. How we doing in Huntsville today? We are Glenn and Annette Meisner, Region N Couple of the Year, 2014-15, Virginia District Couple of the previous year. We are also District Membership Enhancement for Virginia, members of Chapter B in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and we're glad to be here.
Well, yes, we are. We're here to have fun. Glenn and I'll tell you a little bit about us. We met several years ago. We've been married 33 years. A mutual friend ended up setting us up. He was in the military. And she thought, well, he wanted to have a date when he came home from a 6-month deployment. And thought
She's going to tell the stalker story again.
And we're good friends. And she says, well, I have someone I want to set you up with. And she looked at me and I went, no. I don't want to go out with nobody. Well, every time I would go over to her house, he would be there visiting. Everywhere I would go, he would be there visiting. So finally, I decided, well, okay, I'll give him a chance. I'll go out on a date with him. 33 years later, I still have my guy. I call him, he stalked me because he was there everywhere I went.
It must have been a good job, right?
Yeah, so we have 2 wonderful children. Actually 3. We have a son-in-law, but he's like a son to us. So we have 3 wonderful children. Our daughter is 28, our son is 24, and our other son, which is our son-in-law, is 28. They've been married for 4 years, and we are due to have our first grandbaby November 3rd. So we're excited about that. Glenn was in the military for 22 years.
Yep, that's what took us to Virginia Beach in the first place. I was home on leave when I met up with her, and it just was all uphill from there. We love staying in that area down there in Virginia Beach. I did 22 years in the military and retired out of there. I work as a Lockheed Martin tech writer right now. Nanette had done a bunch of different jobs over the years, and it's kind of interesting how she just changed from job to job without any impact or change at all. I went right to being a teacher assistant at Plaza Middle School, and she's been there 15 years, just loving it, teaching the special ed program.
Yes, I do. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love going to work every day and coming home, and we ended up loving the life for motorcycles as we were growing up. We both loved motorcycles. And we ended up with our first motorcycle, which was a Kawasaki.
305.
305. Oh, I thought I was on a big bike then. I thought, oh man, this is big time. Then we ended up getting another bike that was Honda Goldwing.
Goldwing, Aspen 1985. We rode that pretty much around our local area, but didn't know anything about Goldwing Road Rider Association at that point in time. And we ended up having an accident with that. and that was not a lot of fun. Insurance is not the best thing to have to deal with, a lawyer and all that stuff. But we came out ahead at the end, got a little bit of cash in our pocket. I was coming home from work one day, and there's a beautiful Cabernet Red 2008 Navy Goldwing sitting at the BMW dealer. I got home, and somebody says, well, where's it at?
We had to go back that night, and that's the bike we are still riding. Now, when we had our first Goldwing, we didn't know anything about Goldwing Road Riders Association. We just rode around in our neighborhood and had fun on ourselves. And then we decided, well, let's look into Goldwing Road Riders Association, see what it's all about. And so we went to our first chapter gathering.
That was a lot of fun. We told most of the judges this morning that our chapter director stepped down at that meeting. I'm like, okay, nobody was stepping up. We didn't know what was going on. So we said, well, let's go and we'll do some rides with them. The next month we went to another gathering, a new location, new chapter director, and we were just never felt so much at home. And it just blossomed with the chapter from there.
We've had a blast. We've met so many friends and family that are family now to us everywhere we go. Our chapter is our family. We wouldn't trade it for the world. It was the best thing we ever did was sign up with GWRRA.
And we had just had a blast this last year. We had traveled a lot of miles and had a lot of fun, made a lot of new friends, a lot of friends out here that we hope to become friends with in the future as we go on, continuing in our GWRRA career lifetime.
And this is where we're at now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if you look to your left, Shirley has a question for you.
We had a problem.
I'll come up there. You don't have to look.
The other left.
Hi. What GWRRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren?
Ladies first.
Oh, values. Oh, gosh. GWRRA, we have a lot of great values. I think cherish the friendships that you make along the way. Remember where you have come from as far as, and you start out at your chapter, and as you move up, I think it's important to always remember where you have come from and, just keep that value with you and cherish that.
Oh, you made me forget what I was going to say. The values of GWRRA are similar to what good core family values are, and they exist, and we would love to see that carried on throughout our organization and our kids as they grow up. We hope that we've instilled good values in them, and we're continuing to do that, and our values in GWRRA are going to just blossom out, and everybody's going to keep those positive values going at all times.
The Region N Couple of the Year, Glenn and Annette Moshman. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can do your 4-point turns. Okay, so down there in the second row along the aisle is Libby Jennings. She's the timekeeper. So keep your eye on her. She'll keep the time for you. Whenever you're ready, you can begin your 5-minute presentation.
Good afternoon, fellow bikers. As you just heard, we are Dave and Sheila Levy, and we're proud to be here representing Region L, the 4 beautiful provinces of Atlantic Canada. Dave and I have been married for 41 years. We are the proud parents of 2 grown sons who are both married and have added 2 lovely daughters to our family. We also have been gifted by our oldest son and his wife with 3 beautiful granddaughters to spoil. Dave is self-employed. That means he has a really good boss who lets him have time off for motorcycle trips. And I'm retired and enjoying every minute of it. My interest in motorcycles started at the age of 11, and to be truthful, the interest was in those cool guys that rode the motorbikes. But I did like the bikes, and I really enjoyed riding on them. At age 13, I arrived home after my first little incident, or as they might be called, motorbike accidents, and was told by my mother, "You are never to ride on one of those things again." But being an honest and rather outspoken daughter, my answer was, "If you tell me that, I'm going to sneak behind your back and do it anyway." So her response to that was, "Well, you have to wear a helmet." So I had my first safety tip.
My interest in motorcycles started when I was about 10 years old, and my much older brother had just bought a brand new Honda 50 scooter. One night, he was up for a ride, and the car forced him off the road. He hit a pothole, and down he went. This was before the days of any safety gear, so he ended up with some road rash. When he arrived home, my father looked at him and said, "Okay, boy, strip your clothes off, lay on the couch while I go get the iodine." I can hear my brother now as the iodine was being poured over his body. Oh, my back, oh, my legs, oh, my brand new motorcycle. At that point in time, I knew that when I got older, I wanted to experience everything that the motorcycle life had to offer. Since then, I've owned two Honda 360s, a 754, GL1000, 1100, and two 1500s. One of which I rode to California this spring on the 40 to Phoenix ride, and also here to Wingding. I was first introduced to GWRRA by a friend who told me the benefits of the association, such as Rescue Plus, Wing World, etc. And so we joined up with a family membership, and that was the extent of what I knew about GWRRA for about 2 years. And I saw a regional rally advertised at a local hotel, so I stopped in to see what it was all about. That was the friendship part of the GW motto. I was introduced to some local members there who asked me to a gathering, and at the gathering I was asked to introduce myself. During the introduction, I mentioned the fact that I've been riding off and on for the last 30 years. And the comment was made when I finished, "Riding for 30 years, eh? Do you think we can teach him anything, guys?" I said to myself, who does this guy think he is? Didn't you hear me say I've been riding for 30 years? Yes, I taught myself how to ride, but I think I can ride pretty good. I never had any accidents, and I'm still here. That was the beginning of the knowledge part of the GW motto. I soon learned after taking my first ARC course that there was a lot more to riding a motorcycle than riding to the local coffee shop. I learned about counter steering and braking and swerving and a number of other skills. I also learned the safety aspect of wearing all the gear all the time, and that there is a lot you can do to prevent accidents yourself. It's not always the other person's fault. Since then, I took a number of safety knowledge seminars, became the ARC instructor, and university trainer. I think the most important thing that GW has to offer to its membership is the rider education program. If a person knows how to ride a motorcycle properly and dress and ride safely, you can have a lot of fun riding a motorcycle with your friends. Thank you.
Hi there. What GWRRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren? Tell the judges.
I think the most important thing I'd like to pass on to my children and grandchildren is that the value of being safe and the focus on safety that GWRRA has. We see so many people riding bikes or cars and that don't know what they're doing. And I'd like to think that we could teach more safety values and to get some training and know what you're doing and be as safe as you can.
I agree the safety aspect is great, but the friendship, I think, goes as much with the safety aspect as anything. I'd like my children to understand the value of a true friend and all the friends that we have up here together.
Region L couple, David and Sheila Levy.
I heard somebody.
Okay, here we go. Continuing on. We'd like to welcome to the stage now the Region A couple of the year, Dewey and Alice Cole. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can do your 4-point turns. Okay, if you look on the second row along the aisle is Libby. She's a timekeeper, so she'll have the time for you. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can start your 5-minute presentation.
We want to welcome everybody here to Wingding and to the Huntsville, Alabama. And Alice and I, we live about 80 miles south of here, and we live in Southside, Alabama. We are members of Alabama Chapter N, and we are proud to be here to represent Region A couple of the year.
Dewey and I were married way back in the 1900s. November the 5th, we're going to be married 55 years. Now, let me tell you, though, out of those 55 years, there were some days we really didn't like each other. But we've always been in love, and that's what counts. We have 3 children, 5 grandsons, and 1 great-grandson.
My first motorcycle was a Harley Davidson. Shortly after Alice and I was married, and I sold a Harley Davidson and started working for Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. I spent 10 years working for them in Akron, Ohio, and they moved me to Gadsden, Alabama. When we seen the beautiful weather here in Alabama, I decided it's time to get a motorcycle. So I bought a Yamaha to ride to and from work. Alice never been on a motorcycle, and Adam and a daughter that lived in northwest Alabama. They were building a house, and they wanted us to come up and help them with some work. Alice was all riding a motorcycle up there. I said, fine. So we got on the bike. I told her to dress warm because it was cold. We took off and went about 75 miles one way. It's cold going up. We worked there, and about late afternoon, early evening, started back home. Got caught in a downpour rain. The motorcycle started splitting, run out of gas. But luckily, that motorcycle had a reserve tank on it. So I turned on the reserve tank, and we managed to make it back home. As I'm walking soaking wet, her soaking wet into the house, I got to thinking, this woman will never get back on a motorcycle again.
But I did. I like it. I had a dad that was alive living in Indiana, and I told him, I said, we need to ride to Indiana. Off we go. We get back, I said, hey, let's go to Tennessee now and visit some of your people. He said, this Yamaha? No way. We got to find us something a little more comfortable. Well, that's when our first Goldwing came into our life in 1983. 23 Aspencade. Now, I want to tell you just a little something funny that goes on in our chapter. We have breakfast every Wednesday. And with Julie and I right now, we're retired, so hey, we go every Wednesday. We normally have a pretty good turnout at our breakfast. Well, this one morning, it's a beautiful day. We go out and get on that gold wing. Right now, we're riding a 2005. I forgot to tell you, I come to go. He said, go, Alice. Okay. Anyway, we go to breakfast. And whenever we get to the restaurant, we round up. I wave to everybody as we got there. About that time, this gold wing downshifts right around the restaurant it goes, leaving. And I said, where are we going? He said, we're going home. I forgot something. So off we go. Now, we live 10 miles from home. We get home, we get his something. We come back to the restaurant. When we walk in at this restaurant, our friends say, hey, if you forgot your wallet, we'd have bought your breakfast for you. Well, being the good wife I am, I said, wallet? He forgot his teeth.
We now want you all to know that we would love to be your next international couple of the year. Thank you. Shirley, can we have a lifeline on this question? Can we call a friend?
All I can say is I'm really glad I don't have to do anything except read this because I couldn't follow that. But I do have to say I'm glad you remembered your teeth tonight. What GWRRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren?
Would you repeat that again?
Yes, ma'am, sir. What GWRRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren?
I vow. Well, y'all know my values that I'm going to pass on. Now I'm going to cry because I've got a daughter and son-in-law that came today to Wingding for vacation. And my values that I'm going to pass on is have fun. And there's wonderful people this whole world. And our GW family is the greatest.
I would like to pass on to them to get in, have fun, be yourself, and get out and enjoy the motorcycle and the riding and get involved in the organization. So, thank you.
Region A, couple of years, Dewey and Alice Cole. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can do your 5-point turn, or 4-point turn. Okay, since I did a 5-point turn, maybe it's a 4-minute presentation. Okay, so if you look at on the aisle in the second row, there's Libby. She's the timekeeper. So she'll be keeping the time for you. So whenever you're ready, you can begin your 5-minute presentation.
my name is Chantal Séguin.
Bonjour, mon nom est François Séguin.
Today we're here to tell you a little bit about us. François and I have been married for 25 years this June, and we have two lovely children, Jessica, who is 24, and Jean-François, who is 21. François and I live in a small town called Curran, Ontario, about 45 minutes east of Ottawa, the national capital. I was born and raised my parents always had a grocery store, restaurant, and a gas station. So needless to say, we were always very busy when I was growing up. Today, I'm the IT manager for a company called Promaxis Systems Inc. We outsource professional services, and we support professional services for the Department of National Defense.
I was born and raised in a small town named Curran, east, about 50 miles east of Ottawa. The last 21 years, I worked for a customer service presenter for Canada West Dairy Herd Management. We're going to dairy farm to make some management report. I started to drive motorcycles when I was 12 years old. When I was 16, I bought a 650 Honda Custom. Then I go up to a V65 manual. Then I changed for a VTX 1800. Then last year we sport ourselves and we bought a brand new Going model F6B.
My love for driving motorcycles started when I met François. He showed me how to drive a motorcycle, but I had the on-off road to go get the cows. So that's how he got me started. Throughout the years when we started dating, in 1986, November, my parents met François. They were so happy I was going out with a nice, quiet farmer boy. So they were very happy. When April came along, the end of April, because we had lots of snow, so at the end of April, beginning of May, when he came and picked me up in his V65 Magna, he was not that sweet anymore. So the deal was, my mom learned a valuable lesson when she told François that if you want my daughter in the back of your bike, you better dress her from head to toe. So he agreed. The first year, he bought my helmet and gloves because I already had my jacket. The second year, he bought my riding boots and my jacket. And the third year, well, since I learned how to go get the cows, he decided to buy me a Honda CB750K so I could ride my own ride as well. From then on, we got married, had children, and the bikes had to go. But when the kids got older, I got myself a V45 Magna, went on to the VTX 1300, and then I made a mistake. Because François came and see me last year and he said, Chantal, the bike needs repair, tires, battery, everything. And I thought I'd be smart. I said, no problem, honey, go ahead, change your bike, but remember, you change yours, you change mine. It's two. So, I guess it was my turn to learn the lesson that when you give them an ultimatum, in March last year, I got my F6B Goldwing too, so I got a good deal in it as well. Outside GWRRA, François and I like to do lots of work to help out in our community. A little village not too far from us called Saint Isidore has the Duck Festival, and we're part of the committee to help the organization of the festival. As well, for the past 15 years, François and I have been a Respite Family for Children's Aid Society, so we have different children come and spend weekends at our house just to give them a break and give their families a break. And as well, we are starting our 24 years as Scout leaders.
We became a member of GWRRA in 2005, and we be involved right away in secretary, newsletters editor, chapter director, and we be facilitator. Then we take in the university leadership trainer. We have the seminar presenter, member announcement, and radio education. And we are up to the level 4 master writer. And 2 years ago, we decided to start a dream team for fun. So it was very good to have all that course. And
François and I also enjoyed being Couple of the Year for Region K. We had the opportunity to visit our whole region, 17 chapters, and it was just an awesome ride, and we hope everybody one day has the awesome time that we had, because being part of GWRRA was a wonderful life experience for us. So thank you, everybody.
Trying not to trip over the cord. What GWRRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren? Judges.
To be right, with fun, with friend, with security.
Well, we already started, Francois and I, because as you heard in my speech, we have a 21-year-old and a 24-year-old, and as well, they wanted their motorcycle driver's license when they became of age of driving. So for us, the only reason why they got their driver's license is that they had to follow all the rider education program. They also had to follow a seminar, and the first year they had to drive with us. So for us, the values were everything we've learned through GW, we pass it on to our children. And as for grandchildren, we're not quite there yet.
From Region K, that's Francois and Chantal Seguin. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can do your 4-point turns. Okay, if you look at the second row along the aisle, you'll see Libby. She's our timekeeper. So whenever you're ready, you can start your 5-minute presentation.
Hello, leaders! I would like to introduce you to my lovely wife of 18 years, Miss Carol Jane.
This is my wonderful husband, Gary. We are honored and privileged to be the Great Lakes Region D 2015 Couple of the Year.
We joined Gold Ring Road Riders Association 10 years ago and lived by its motto, friends for fun, safety, and knowledge. But a lot of what we do is just make memories, and we would like to share some of those memories with you.
The memory I like is what we called our covered bridge ride. We know of a covered bridge in our area that you can still ride across. The road wasn't very good on the other side, so we were just going to go across, turn around, and come back the same way. Well, when we got to the bridge, there's people standing in the middle of it. That wasn't unusual, so we rode across, they moved out of the way, got on the other side, turned around, and there they were, standing in the middle of the bridge again. We turned off our bikes and realized we had just crashed a wedding. After their I-do's, they invited us to their wedding reception. See, there is other ways of meeting friends on a gold wing.
I liked our trip to southern Missouri. We were supposed to go over there and go camping for the weekend with another GWRRA couple. We had no idea where this campground was, or for that matter, even the name or the town that we're supposed to be going to. But we had a GPS, and the address was plugged into the GPS. We had a camper on the back, and away we went. Now, the GPS took us straight to the town, told us to take a left on a small blacktop road. But the road didn't take us to a campground. It took us to a cemetery that was full of people and cars. They were having a funeral. Guess who everybody was staring at? It was us. So we got off the bike. We started walking to the graveyard, acting like we were looking for a gravesite. Maybe this is where Cousin Joe's buried. Well, the funeral went back to normal till my cell phone rang.
Do you know how loud a cell phone sounds in the middle of a cemetery during a funeral?
We certainly have made some good memories with GWRRA and our friends.
But the best ride with the most memories has been our Couple of the Year ride. It started for us at our Indiana M chapter gathering, November of 2011.
Carol was chapter newsletter editor at the time. We were getting ready to take a picture of this brand new Chapter M Couple of the Year.
We didn't know who this couple was until shortly before our director announced the name, and it was us.
Boy, what a shocker that was.
After we got our thoughts together about what we wanted to do as Couple of the Year, we decided we were just going to do the chapter thing. Visit other chapters and have fun with it.
Then we heard about a Couple of the Year day camp put on by Deb and Niles Robinson, and decided, you know what, it might be fun to go meet some of these other Indiana couples. So away we went.
We did. At this day camp, they showed us how to get started with the district Couple of the Year selection process.
They even gave us the opportunity to get up in front of the group and tell our story.
We went away that day meeting a whole new group of friends.
We talked about the Couple of the Year program on the way home and knew that we needed to find out exactly where this ride would take us.
We made so many new friends at that day camp.
You know, we've had supporters through this process that have stayed with us, and we would like to take this opportunity to thank them. Not only at the chapter and district levels,
but through the region and across the USA.
You know, we barely had time to remember any of our members on this Couple of the Year ride. But if you see us in passing, stop and say hi.
And if you have time, we would love to tell you the rest of our story. Thank you.
Now Shirley has a question for you.
Did I die? No, I didn't die. Sorry about that. I thought it was gone. What GWRRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren?
This is a very family-oriented group. And we try to, well, we've got our granddaughter here. And it has time for each of us to talk to each other. We aren't at home working. And it's just family, friends, just fun.
For me, it's the way we help each other out. I've been members of other organizations and never met a group of people this wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, from Region D, that's Gary and Carol Meyerholtz. Okay, and F is Bob and Jan Wills. Okay, guys, whenever you're ready, you can do your 4-point turn. Okay, if you look along the aisle in the second row, you'll see Libby down there. She is... Okay, along the aisle down there in the second row, you see Libby. Libby's the timekeeper, so keep an eye on her. And whenever you're ready, you can start your 5-minute presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're Bob and Jan Wills from Region F. Bob and I met in 1968 at the Broadmoor Hotel while we were attending an educational conference with our respective high schools. Bob really went down with a girlfriend, and I went with friends. On the bus ride home, we were a couple. We had been married for 45 years with 2 children and 5 grandchildren.
Jan and I purchased our first Goldwing in 1989. At that time,
We also had a chance to get 4 season tickets to the Denver Broncos. Jan really wanted the season tickets, but all I could see was $1,800 once for the Gold Wing, or $2,300 a year every year for the season tickets. When I decided to purchase the Gold Wing, Jan was upset.
I was really upset.
Handed me the checkbook and told me if I wanted it, I had to write the check. So, I wrote the check.
But after just one ride, the Gold Wing won.
In 1992, we joined GWRRA, Colorado Chapter E. And on the first chapter ride, Jan tells the chapter director that she doesn't do wet.
He was gracious and just smiled at me. But on that ride, boy, did we do wet. We came home on just 2 cylinders. Bob and I now own a 2002 Illusion Blue 1800 Gold Wing with an Escapade trailer. We put many miles on our Gold Wings, as Bob was one of the founding members of the Colorado Wings drill team. While in our position as region ride educators, we wrote the emergency information form, which is now on GWRRA's website, and we actively promote it today. Being life grandmasters, we truly believe in the rider education program.
Due to some health problems, we took a brief respite and returned in 2011, picking up where we had left off, leading planned rides, impromptu rides, and dinner rides, U-turns included. Of course, there was rides to Dairy Queen. We enjoyed visiting other chapters and various rallies, renewing old friendships and making new ones.
In 2012, we were asked to be assistant chapter directors. Today, we are Colorado Chapter E directors, Colorado District trainers, and Region F's couple and individual of the year coordinators. We've enjoyed mentoring other couples as they go through that selection process.
Since 2013, we have completed the officer certification program, parking lot facilitators, university trainer, and are now senior trainers. We have also completed all 49 seminars in leadership and membership enhancement. And we are qualified to present seminars in leadership, membership enhancement, and rider education.
In 2011, we joined the Colorado Ride for Kids Task Force and continue to work with them today. Some of our duties are setting up the lunch for the day of the event, working in the accounting tent, and of course in charge of parking. Being on the task force is our way of giving back to the kids.
Representing GWRRA as Couple of the Year has provided us with the opportunity to promote GWRRA. Not only within the organization, but with the general public. As International Couple of the Year, this will provide us with a larger audience to promote our values of Friends for Fun, Safety, and Knowledge. It would be an honor to be selected as International Couple of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. And now Shirley has a question for you.
Make it easy.
It's just as easy for you as it was for everybody else. What GWRA values would you most like to pass on to your children and grandchildren?
The biggest value I could give from GWRRA is in the motto, Friends for Fun, Safety, and Knowledge, and with an emphasis on fun.
Also, I agree with Bob. Friends for Fun, Safety, and Knowledge. Because without our GW family, there would be no fun to be had.
reaching in is Bob and Jan Wills. Don't get up and rush out yet, but we'd like to thank everybody for being here, and we'd like to thank those that helped us put on this. And how about this facility and the sound guys and the lighting guys that are here? It's really been good to work with, and this is a pretty cool facility. Okay, ready? Okay, at this time, we're going to bring back all 9 Region couples to the stage for one final look. Good on pictures? Okay, once again, John and Barb, any final words? Before we turn it over to them, once again, we'd like to thank everybody for being here. And opening ceremony is at 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's where we'll announce the 2015-16 International Couple of the Year.
And we'd just like to thank everybody so much for this last, I was going to say year, but it's actually been 14 months. We have had the time of our lives, the ride of our lives, and we just thank everybody, everywhere we've been, for your hospitality and your generosity, and we love you all.
And as you see these folks wandering around Wingding this year, come up, give them a hug, give them a squeeze, and congratulate them on being part of the Couple of the Year program.
Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great rally.
So at this time, we'd like to have all the Region couples come up and line up in front of the stage.
From Region N, lead and advisor. Region L, David Shuley, from small to tall women. Region H, Jim and Rita Berry. Region F, Bob and Jan Wills. Region E, John and Sherry Rolla. Region G, Gary and Carol Meyer Holtz. Region K, Eddie and Kathy Wilhart.
You'll have an opportunity for photo ops after the conclusion of the closing ceremony, so stick around.
Not only are you getting members and statutes, but it's all about the belt buckle.
Okay.
Thanks for reaching out and supporting us like you did yesterday.